What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 24 of Skins in the Game. Tough week. I'm playing twice. Tough week for the Redskins. 30-10 loss to the Rams, and it just was not pretty. What do you think, Dad?
Oh, what good can you say about it? I mean, when we talked at the beginning of the year that maybe this defense could carry them, and I know there's a little bit of issue with no, preseason, blah blah blah, but yeah, the defense is just not doing what I was hoping that they would do.
Well, preseason's over now. You already had 4 weeks. This would have been week 1.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not,
and it still was not pretty.
Nothing is dynamic. I watch Hebert. Was that his name?
Herbert.
Herbert.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's Herbert, right. And then Allen last night. These are young quarterbacks that are they're making plays, they're moving around. Is that the offensive coordinator, or is it just we don't have people that are dynamic? It's just there's no excitement in this offense right now other than Gibson running and a little bit of Terry McLaurin. What other bright spots are there? I don't know.
Yeah, right now it's not much because the offensive line's not playing good. Quarterback play was bad. There was nothing good for that offense coming in, and I don't even think the play calling was necessarily fantastic either. But I just really wanted to go over what my top 5 things we needed to do to beat the Rams, because we did none of it.
I was going to say, where's my buzzer? As you go through each one, I'm going to hit my buzzer.
Absolutely none of it. Stay disciplined on defense. Sean McVay will love to run a lot of deceptive plays and such. Play action, 50-yard bomb for touchdowns. Everett just destroyed us on different screen passes and different things. We did not stay disciplined at all on defense to stop these deceptive plays. The offensive play calling for them was phenomenal, especially in the first half. That's why they scored 3 straight touchdowns. The defense wasn't playing well, but the offense was also playing fantastic for them. So good for them. Double team Aaron Donald. Don't let him disrupt the. What's up?
Hold on a second. It doesn't hurt the fact that what was the time of possession for the first half?
I couldn't imagine. I don't know for sure, but they probably, out of the 30 minutes, they may have had it for 20.
Yeah, so that doesn't help your defense either, but go on.
Well, you can't blame the offense or nothing on that, because they literally came down right out the gate, scored a touchdown, came right out the gate on the second drive. After we scored a long touchdown, we had a long drive, and they came out after their first touchdown. Then they came ran right down the field, scored a touchdown. We did have a 3-and-out the next one, but they came right down and scored a touchdown. So that's not the offense of you're leaving your offense or defense on the field too much. It's no, the defense just stunk.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Offense, double team Aaron Donald. Don't let him disrupt the backfield. Yeah, how about 3 sacks for Aaron Donald? Almost doubled his total for the season already. Move Terry McLaurin around to try to get off Jalen Ramsey. I mean, I think we did that a little bit, I guess. He had one play in particular that I can remember on a linebacker where Kyle Allen saw the mismatch and got it to Terry McLaurin quick on a 3rd down and 7, and it was a big play. So that's good. Get the run game going. No. Besides the 1 touchdown drive, the run game was abysmal. And get to Jared Goff. I don't even know if we got a single sack on him, to be honest. I mean,
and I want to take exception to your line though that I guess you didn't say it, but I see in your notes that that we have to abandon the run. I don't agree with that. I think they're not using the run a lot. I mean, I understand that getting down in the first half that has some effect, but it's against the Ravens, you're down 21-10 at halftime. Okay, and I granted they had the ball first, and I believe they scored, so it was 28-10. But I think they're abandoning the run too quickly. Even down 17-0 in the first half, you don't abandon the run at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's especially if your passing game is not that done, you got to keep them honest. And to only have Antonio Gibson rushing 6 times a game, 9 times a game. I don't care if you lose the game. You can't do that when you have a guy that's running that effectively, and you're not running him double digits. I just don't agree with that.
Well,
mean,
there was no running effectively on Sunday. I mean, besides that one drive that we scored, the run game was basically non-existent. We had a couple of drives that we started 2 run plays and we had a -1 and a -2, and now we're in 3rd and 13 or something. Like the run game was non-existent when it comes
so
to.
you blame that on
Sunday.
the offensive line or the play calling?
I don't
Because
I don't think that necessarily Gibson had a great day as far as hitting holes concisely, but yeah, the offensive line had their worst day to date. I mean, the offensive line was absolutely brutal, and yeah, maybe there needs to be some play calling, but I saw a 7-man protection. They rushed 5, a 7-man protection, and within 3 seconds, he has 3 people on him. Not just one guy in his face, he has 3 guys in his face. Kyle Allen, that is. Like, there's nothing to do there.
well, I know, but again, and it's easy to play an armchair quarterback or a Monday morning coach, that you watch this all the time with aggressive defenses, and you have play calling that exploits that aggressiveness. If you got 3 people at the quarterback, you got somebody open. And if you suck them in, but every time they try to suck them in on the screen, it seems like there's twice as many defenders on the field as there are Redskins. And it's like whoever's around, they got 3 guys around them. They try a screen. There's 3 guys there. They don't try the screen. There's 3 guys at the quarterback. Why is that? Like I said, you watch.
Well, on that
Houston,
particular seven-man protection play, that was meant for a deep route. Like that was supposed to be a long developing play. Hence, why you had 7 people in to block to give your quarterback time to throw the ball downfield. But within 3 seconds, the routes aren't complete yet because they're 20 yards plus downfield. Like you had to give that play time to develop, and he has 3 dudes immediately in his face. And I think it was Terry on the out route or on a comeback route, like a 15, 16-yard comeback. He didn't even have time to get to his break before Allen is getting tackled, so he just throws the ball out there, and it ends up just being a throwaway play. But
yeah, but you got to have an outlet. I'm sorry, I don't care how long if they're rushing that many guys, Kyle Allen or whoever's playing at the quarterback has to be able to read that there's coverage, and within very short amount of time realize, okay, they're getting pressure on me. There's coverage down the field. Where's my outlet? Where's my little 5-yard, either a guy running out of backfield or something where it's like, if it doesn't come together down the field, you have to have a short guy to dump it off to. And again, is that play calling? I don't know, because I watch other teams do it all the time. They're waiting. They're trying to find something down the field. They don't have the thing down the field, and they have a short little, whether it's a screen or a 1 or 2 yard pass to say, like, you can't have that many. Anyway, I don't know. It just, like I said,
there's all sorts of plays, and that's just one particular play. Like that was a long developing play, and that's why you had more people to protect, and you don't have an outlet in that situation. It's supposed to be a downfield, and you're putting enough guys out there that are supposed to be able to block the guys in front of them. They only rushed 5. We had 7 there to block. How is 3 guys sacking the quarterback? I mean, let's not get bogged down on the one play, but there's difference. Like, I don't think
that's
the play
Redskins'
calling.
job.
Yeah, I don't think the play calling was necessarily horrible. There was some open guys out there. Like, I don't think Kyle Allen was perfect today. On the first drive, you had a play action play where he ends up throwing it away. He ends up running, and it was considered a 0-yard sack. But if he put his eyes downfield, Logan Thomas got behind the defense. I mean, Logan Thomas is not your best receiver. Who knows if he would have come down with it anyway. But he got behind the defense on a play action, and he had time to throw it. It was on the run, but that's what a boot is. And he had time to get it downfield, but he didn't look to him, kept his eyes down, which was kind of a theme of the day. When he did get to scrambling, he looked pretty good scrambling, but I don't think he did a good job of keeping his eyes downfield when he was scrambling, and I think he missed a couple of guys. On the one play he got hurt, he missed, where was it? There was immediate pressure, but he puts his eyes down, and Sprinkle was open for the first down. It was on a 3rd and 1. Sprinkle was wide open for like a 10-yard play, maybe an 8-yard play, something like that, but he kept his eyes down, tried to make a couple other guys miss, trying to get to the first down. It's like, no, keep your eyes downfield. You did a beautiful pump fake. You got the guy in the air. You made the guy miss. Now look downfield. Boom. There you have Jeremy Sprinkle. Not good. Like, there was a couple of other plays in here. Kyle Allen. I don't know if our offense, this might be a play calling thing. This might be an offensive coordinator thing. Or Kyle Allen needs some help, as a quarterback. Because even at my D3 school, where we stunk, we had what was called hot routes. If I was in the slot, I played fullback. Sometimes we put the fullbacks out in the slot. If my guy immediately blitzed, I'm turning my head and I'm expecting the ball immediately. Because my guy's gone. I'm wide open and he's going to hit me quick. I don't care if I had a 10-yard dig route supposed to be on the route. If my guy that was right in front of me runs to the quarterback, I'm turning my head immediately looking for the ball. J.D. McKissick, on that 3rd and 7 where he gets tackled and it ends up being a 4th and 1, Kyle Allen looks directly at the safety or the corner, whoever was guarding McKissick, probably a safety guarding a running back, looks directly at him. He shows blitz. Like he kind of lunges at the line, right? He looks right at him. He takes the snap, and McKissick's open. He comes for the sack. McKissick's open. Hit him now. Hit him. And it turns into a 4-yard hitch play, and then he gets the ball out so late that he doesn't give McKissick enough time to get to the first down. If he throws that ball immediately, that might be a 10, 12, 15-yard play because the linebacker doesn't have time to get there to stop him on 3rd and 7. There was another play, Logan Thomas, same thing on the left side this time. His safety that's guarding, or linebacker that's guarding him, shows blitz, blitzes immediately, takes forever to get him to the ball, and it ends up being a short play. Like, if you hit him immediately, these can be even bigger plays, which is the kind of stuff that you're seeing that other teams do. Pat Mahomes will do this all day to you. You blitz all over top of a guy, he's hitting that guy within a second. And you're going to be upset because your linebacker's not going to be able to get that out there in time. So there's stuff like that that I think he needs to work on. I wrote, Kyle Allen definitely needs improvement. Now, he's more accurate than Haskins. When he does throw the ball to a player, he's hitting him. Jeremy Sprinkle had a bad drop for him on his 4th drive where, yeah, it was a little bit low, but it's at the waist. That's an easy catch. Okay? I was talking to somebody on Facebook and said, oh, he was down at his knees. No, that was right here at his waist. Easy pitch and catch. You got to get that for the first down. That was the play right before that 3rd and 7 that I was talking about for J.D. McKissick. That would have been an easy first down. Drive continues. Who knows what happens after that? So, at first, I thought Kyle Allen played okay. So I thought that he showed me more than what Haskins showed, which might still be the case because Haskins was playing that bad. But he still has stuff to improve on. Allen did not play a good game, unfortunately. So, not a good day for Allen. And then I didn't even watch.
How much time was left when he got knocked out in the first half?
It was in the second quarter. It was probably like midway through the second quarter.
Well, and the only reason why I'm asking is when Kyle Allen went out, he was 9 for 13 for 74 yards. Not trailblazing by any means, but not horrible either.
Right, but he should have been better is what I'm saying. Like, because those 2 passes that I was complaining about not hitting him early enough, those are completions. But they are now only 5, 6-yard completions instead of 10, 12, 15-yard completions, hitting him in the run, hitting him in stride, hitting him early, and that can turn into something else. And a couple of his scramble plays, he could have had even more plays. And then, like, he did have that one on a play action where he hit Hemingway. I'm not going to crush him too much because I know when we ran that bootleg play, if that fullback or tight end in the flats was open, you hit him. Like, that was... We're not waiting to see what happens in downfield. You hit that open flat guy so he can turn upfield and get some yards. And it was like a 10-yard play, but he did have Jeremy Sprinkle open about 12 yards downfield. But I'm not going to kill him for that one because, as I said, you hit the open guy when he's open, hit him in stride, and see what can happen. But, yeah, Kyle Allen definitely needs to improve. This was not good enough coming from Kyle Allen. And as I was going to say, I didn't even look at Alex Smith's film. I know it was bad. We literally had 7 3-and-outs in the second half. We had 7 drives and 7 3-and-outs. Like, it's abysmal.
when your offense has a total of 108 yards of total offense in a game, it's bad. Period.
Oh, yeah.
No argument. You can argue, okay, Kyle Allen in his first game's a little rusty, whatever. He had some promising stuff, but you take away the first drive, and they only got 108 yards, and their first drive was a sustained long drive. After that drive, what did they gain? 40 yards, maybe?
Maybe it was
For the
bad.
rest of the game.
It was bad.
And again, what do you attribute that to? Again, Alex Smith, great. Oh, he got to play.
Alex Smith was rusty dusty. Okay, he was inaccurate. I mean, he had a play downfield where Terry McLaurin beat him. Yeah, it's pouring down rain. Still, Terry McLaurin beat his man downfield, overthrew him. He had a play where he scrambled and had an easy. He may have been able to run for the first down, but he decides to throw it, trying to get to the first down. He throws it in the dirt. He looked like Haskins. There was another play on third down where he threw it to a guy right in the dirt, and they end up the officials end up challenging it. Yep, still incomplete pass. Alex Smith was not good on Sunday whatsoever, and rusty as all get out. He was not ready to come in on Sunday, unfortunately, because he was out for 693 days and hadn't been hit. Well, now you can't say he hasn't been hit. He was sacked 6 times on Sunday. He's been hit now, including Aaron Donald over his back, carrying his weight. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, out of the blue, last week, they decide, we're going to relegate Dwayne Haskins to third string. So what kind of work, especially without a standard training camp and preseason games where he might have gotten a little bit of work in trash games, that you're talking about somebody that not only hadn't played in a while, but probably had no idea that he was going to go from inactive, or I guess the rule, is it still the rule on the third string that you can come in only if the other 2 quarterbacks get knocked out and they're out for the game?
No, Haskins didn't even suit up. Well, he first wasn't at the game. Okay.
I'm talking about Alex Smith.
Oh, Alex wasn't suited up the first 4 weeks. He wasn't even in uniform.
Okay, but I'm asking, what is the rule as a third string quarterback? I think they used to have a rule that said if you were the third string quarterback, you could not come in the game unless the first 2 got knocked out, and if you came in the game, those guys couldn't come back in.
I remember that rule. I don't know if they have changed it or not. I haven't watched a game. Yeah. I haven't watched a game where that has come into play in so long. I don't remember if that's still in the rule or book or not. All I know is that Logan Thomas was our third string quarterback if something happened to Alex, but at the same time, Kyle was cleared to come back in. He just decided to keep Alex out there because what Ron said is that he did not want Kyle to take another hit and not have him for future games. So he probably saw.
And why were they saying he got hit somewhere other than the head? He got nailed in the head.
Yeah, he got nailed in the head, but it wasn't a head injury, is what it was. It was a neck arm injury because it kind of got hyperextended. But no, he got hit in the head. That's why the penalty was thrown, and he did go through a concussion protocol, but he cleared concussion protocol. But it was mainly, apparently, it was like a stinger on his arm or shoulder or something like that. That they said the injury was. So that's what it was.
So a quick aside here. So do you think that Dwayne Haskins ever suits up for the WFT again?
Based on what I've seen out of the quarterback play, especially Alex Smith, there's no reason he should not be the backup other than something happened behind the scenes. And the fact that I don't know if this is actually true. I've only seen this by multiple posts online. Apparently, he's quit following Haskins on Twitter. He quit following Washington. He quit following Ron Rivera. He quit following Kyle Allen. I believe that something happened behind the scenes that probably Haskins did not take the criticism very well, and it turned Ron Rivera off hardcore. And he's like, "Okay, you're not playing for me anymore then. I'm going to come up with an excuse. Now we're trying to win, blah, 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 whatever it is. I'm not going to put you on blast. I'm not, because I'm a classy guy. I'm not going to say, oh, Haskins threw a little tantrum in the meeting, and I don't want him anymore because I don't want that guy. I don't want that attitude on my team, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but you're never going to play here again." But because Alex Smith did not show me anything that showed me that he was any better in practice than Dwayne Haskins.
Okay. Well, what I was trying to say
Yeah.
is I don't know if you read that Haskins was bragging at the end of the Ravens game about his 300 yards passing,
Hmm.
and it rubbed all the players the wrong way. And then they harkened back to the selfie when he had to miss the end of the game. And then you add the fact that he doesn't have any kind of work ethic, and that the players were like, okay, you got to do something about this guy, because they didn't like the fact that they lost the game and he's, running around like a peacock, fluffing his feathers about how great of a game he had. And okay, 300 yards passing against the Ravens, that means something. But you lose a game, don't go crowing around about, and I'm
No,
not even sure if that's all that happened. That I'm sure there's other things that were rubbing um, Ron Rivera. But bottom line is I think what drove Ron Rivera to do what he did had as much to do with the record in the NFC East as it had to do with any of the problems that he had with Dwayne Haskins. If there was a team that was 4-1 or 3-2 and we only had one win and we were losing, I would not be surprised at all if he would have let Dwayne Haskins continue to grow. But when it was like, okay, we're 1-3 and we're still in the hunt. Then we get to right, we're 1-4 now. But we're 1-3. It's like we are a game out of first place.
half game. No, and I was with that sentiment last week. That's what Ron said. That made sense. Like Haskins, I don't think played necessarily poor enough to sit just based on play on the field. I don't think he played good, but I don't think you sit him just because of play on field. But I was with that until what I saw out of the quarterbacks this week, especially out of Alex Smith specifically. Like, okay, you like Kyle Allen a little bit more, and I think Kyle Allen showed maybe a little something that he could work off from this week. But Alex Smith was not ready whatsoever. Like, so he got demoted all the way to third string, and now there's talks about potentially trading him. Have you heard these things?
Yeah, and who's going to pick him up?
I have no idea, but I'm saying apparently there might be some teams interested. I hope so. Maybe a team that like Big Ben Roethlisberger or Matt Ryan, somebody like that are like, okay, maybe we can make a move to get the future quarterback behind one of these. I don't think anybody's going to look at him and be like, oh, we need to start him now. So, but we'll see. Maybe somebody could potentially make a trade. But since there's a trade talks, and with the combination of Dwayne Haskins unfollowing everybody, blah, 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 and he was demoted to third string, the quarterbacks didn't look good. Yes, I heard about the 314 bragging behind the scenes. I doubt that was the specific instance that got him sat, but it's very possible that the coach went up to him. It's like, look, a lot of the players over here are not a big fan when we're losing a game by 14 and never really in the game, and you're over there bragging about how good you are doing. That needs to stop, and he may not have responded well. That may have turned into oh, well, screw you, I did better than all these, or whatever, blah, 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 like, or I don't know if it was that blunt, or if he just, like, maybe scuffed it off, or did something where he did not handle the criticism well, whether it be that, or maybe it was literally while they were watching film, and something happened there, where...
Okay, but hold on
I
a
think
second.
that's it. Okay, go ahead.
Let's look at his progression in 2020. So you have the first game, he throws for 178 yards. He has a 54% completion rate, and an 82.5 quarterback rating. Second game, he does 223 yards at a 57% completion rate with an 88 quarterback rating. Game 3, he crap the bed. Everybody knows that. It was 224 yards, 3 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 58. And then against the Ravens, he has a 71% completion percentage. He throws for 314 yards at an average of 7 yards a pass, and he has a quarterback rating of 90.4. So why is it, if you're talking about letting this guy progress and you're playing against defenses, Arizona has a good defense. I know Philly normally does, but they had injuries, so you could argue they weren't very good. Cleveland had a decent defense, and then you have Baltimore, which is like a top 5 defense, and you have a quarterback that's progressing. That, let's be honest, okay, they lost 31-17, but no turnovers and a completion rate or completion percentage at over 70% and over 300 yards. Now, granted, maybe he was crowing about that and the quarterback or the coach didn't like it, but how do you bench a guy that you're claiming we want to watch him progress? He played against out in his first 4 games, he played against arguably 3 of those games of really good defenses and managed to win one of the games and had decent turnout with his passing game that progressively got better. And then in week 5, it's, oh, nope, we're benching him. Kyle Allen's coming in. We see first place, blah, blah, blah. And I don't agree with, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't agree with the people that always, the first thing they jump to is racism and he's a black quarterback, blah, blah. I don't jump to that conclusion, but it certainly gives fuel to that fire when you have somebody that's progressing. Yes, you got issues with them. Maybe you can work through them or you can't work through them. But if you're going to bench him, why are you going to bench him after his best game out of the 4 against a arguably, again, top 5 defense? He threw for over 300 yards. I don't know. What is the answer? There's something else. I agree with you. It's behind the scenes. There's something that happened behind the scenes. But like I said, this kind of stuff gives fodder to the people that are posting on Facebook. Oh, look at this. You had Dwayne Haskins did this, and now you have 2 other quarterbacks that did crap, but he's third string and they're starting in front of him. What's the common denominator? They're both white and he's not. And it's like, so they feed that fire and it drives me crazy. I don't believe, like I said, I'm not buying that's the reason, but what is the reason other than him pissing the coach off? Or the coach sees first place and knows Kyle Allen better and feels like he can do more with him.
Well,
anyway,
it was his best game, supposedly his best game. We were never in that game. Okay, we were getting destroyed. Okay, it's like saying that Tim Tebow's good when he racked up a bunch of yards in the second half, right? Yes, he got a lot of yards. He missed a lot of big plays. There was plays there, but he was taking the underneath stuff. He was taking dinking and dunking, whatever. Like, not all the running backs, but there was a lot of passes that he could have had more down the field. There was one play in particular
I get
that Terry McLaurin completely destroys Marlon Humphrey on a crossing route. He has plenty of time, great protection. Doesn't even look his way, throws a shorter route, gets like a 5-yard gain. Doesn't even look. Or it looked like he actually did look, but he didn't even attempt to throw that because he didn't know what was going to happen. Okay, yeah, you threw a lot of yards, but you took no chances to try to get us back in that game. Yeah, they'll say, oh, but Joe Burrow, he's so good, right? But yet he threw 2 interceptions and had a horrible game against the Ravens. Yeah, he was trying to freaking win. He's throwing the ball downfield and sees that we're down by a bunch, and he's trying to actually win the game. He's not trying to pad his stats just to,
but Tim, but in all fairness, you say we were never in that game. That's fine. Maybe our defense was incapable of stopping them. But it was 21-10 at halftime. That's in the game.
No, my point is that we were never in the game because we weren't actually doing anything on offense.
No, I get what you're saying, but it's like if the defense stops them after that, they did score 17 points against a very good, but I understand your point.
Did you really ever at one point felt like we were about to win that game?
No, I wouldn't say I felt like we were about to win that game, but when we actually made it to halftime at 21-10, I thought they're not getting embarrassed out there. And maybe that's a product of Dwayne Haskins being afraid to do anything because he didn't have any TDs.
It should have been 21-7. We got lucky to get an interception with Lamar Jackson trying to make a play downfield, and Kendall Fuller got us in field goal range right before half.
Okay, but we should have won the game against Cleveland, but Cleveland got lucky in getting 2 interceptions and a fumble off of Haskins.
I don't know why you say that's lucky. I don't understand. Why would you say?
Well, why do you say the Redskins are lucky to get an interception off of Lamar Jackson, but they're not lucky? But the Browns weren't lucky.
My point is the offense didn't score 10 points.
Okay,
Kendall
right.
Fuller's got us into a field goal range, and we just ended up kicking a field goal right before half. We had one
Yeah.
touchdown drive in the first half against the Ravens.
Kind of like
But-
the same thing as the Rams.
I agree. But anyway, we can move on from this because we do agree that something happened behind the scenes, okay? And it has nothing to do with him being a black quarterback. We've drafted 3 first-round black quarterbacks, 0 white first-round quarterbacks. We've drafted, Ron Rivera took a black quarterback to MVP and to a Super Bowl. It has nothing to do with racism. This is crazy, okay? It's
Okay,
really
one last
nothing.
question. Okay, one last question before we move on. Do you think that Ron Rivera wanted to change the Kyle Allen earlier, but he didn't want to send him out against the Ravens defense as his first game? So he let Dwayne Haskins play another game just to buy. You know, understand what I'm asking? Like maybe he, after his Cleveland Browns game, that Ron Rivera.
I think something happened behind the scenes. I don't think it was anything to do with I want to get Kyle Allen in the game. I want to try to win games. I think that's what the story he decided to go out there with because he wasn't going to be, trashy and throw Haskins under the bus of Haskins is a freaking idiot or Haskins is a freaking ding dong that doesn't know how to act in a meeting room, can't take criticism, whatever the case may be.
RG3.
Yeah, I think he wasn't going to come out there and say that. He had to come up with a different story. He came up with his story. And it didn't make sense because the entire first 4 weeks, he was like, I'm here to build a team. I don't care. I didn't use my timeouts because I don't want to get people hurt. I don't care about these games, basically, is what he said. He didn't say that specifically. But read between the lines is I don't care to win right now. I went 5-11 when I was with Carolina my first year, and within 3 seasons, I'm 15-1 and or 4 seasons, whatever. I'm 15-1 and going to a Super Bowl. I'm trying to build a team right now. Then all of a sudden, week 4, I'm now going to try to win, and I'm bringing Kyle Allen, and I'm demoting Haskins all the way to 3rd string. Yeah, something happened behind the scenes, especially after seeing Alex Smith. Alex Smith was not ready to get on the field. He's completely rusty, dusty Alex Smith right now. Okay, it's not good.
You sound upset.
But who? Me?
Yeah, you're like, hey, let's move on, and then you go on a rant for 5 minutes talking about how
you said one more thing. And then I had to respond to it.
Well, I talk for 30 seconds and you talk for 5 minutes. So apparently, who's more upset about it?
You literally acknowledged the fact that you just spoke for a long time. You were like, I ranted long enough. I gave you so long to rant. Don't tell me you talk for 30 seconds. Don't give me that.
I thought that was earlier in the discussion. But...
yeah, I give you 30 seconds.
Okay, 45.
Yeah, 45 minutes. All right.
Now,
overall,
we're only 33 minutes into the show, so it hadn't been 45 minutes. But go ahead, next subject.
Okay,
please. Let's get away from the.
Take me literally. Okay, no, but just to wrap up the Rams game, and we'll move on to the Giants game. The Rams game was a complete crapshoot. There was nothing good about that game. The defense looked horrific.
It was crap show, not shoot, but.
It's a crapshoot.
Means you were taking a chance. No, crapshoot means you threw the ball 90 yards down the field in the hope of getting a touchdown. That's a crapshoot. Sunday was a crap show, which it was like totally embarrassing, no positives, no chance to win. Anyway, go ahead.
Why are we talking about crapshoot versus crap show? Doesn't matter. It was bad, okay? This freaking game was bad. There was nothing good about it. Defense looked like crap. Their offense called a fantastic game. We played bad. They played great. Offensively, there was nothing really to show for anything. It was bad. Kyle Allen didn't play good. Alex Smith played way worse. It was bad, okay? There was nothing good coming out of the game. Kyle Allen's going to have to do a lot better this week. But before we go into next week, we'll go ahead and go around the NFC East. Dallas played the Giants. Giants played them tough. 37-34. But did you see what happened to Dak Prescott?
I did not actually see. I went out. I was at actually Malloy's watching it with some friends and some family. And George, George Hilton, he said that Dak Prescott got hurt. It was on one of the TVs, but I didn't see it. And then, of course, they didn't show it because I heard it was gross.
Oh, my God. I happened to watch it live. I actually was not watching that game myself. Tony, my wife's brother, was watching it in the living room, and I went out there to grab a drink, and then I just stood next to the couch while he was watching it and watched a couple plays, and it happened to be one of those plays was that play. Okay, Dad, listen. So he's making people miss. He's got to drive. He's trying to fight for the first down. He's making moves, looking good, right? The guy comes up and lands weird. Like, so he comes behind him, lands weird on his leg, right? Dak Prescott is sitting on his butt. He pulls his leg forward, right? He grabs his leg and points. And when he grabs his leg, his ankle's flopping. Just flopping out in the wind. I was like, oh no! Yeah.
Compound fracture.
Dislocated ankle, compound fracture, flopping, man. And he's like, it was brutal. You had Michael Gallup looking back and turning away, looking back, turning away, and he just sat he's right next to the Giants sidelines, and he's grabbing his leg, holding it up, and watching it flop around. Brutal injury.
I have to say that, this show was probably before your time, but it was called American Warrior on Saturday morning, where they had like average Joes to go against world-class athletes and feats of strength or stamina or whatever. And they had this pyramid thing that was spinning around, and you had to try to get to the top of it. And the world-class athlete was at the top. And the guy, the average Joe, goes up there, and I think it was American Warrior. Maybe it was Joes versus pros. But in any event, he gets to the top, and the guy kind of manhandles him and throws him down. His ankle hits the wrong way as the pyramid's spinning around, and they show him going around on the bottom of it. The guy's sitting there, and his foot is pointing backwards. And he's just sitting there looking so as soon as I heard the ankle injury, that's the picture I got of where the guy's, it was literally 180 degrees. His foot is pointing the wrong way, and he's looking at his leg like, what do I do? And that's the vision I had with what happened to Dak Prescott, which doesn't sound like it's that far off.
It was brutal. It was gross. Okay. Yeah, so Dallas did squeeze the win out. And then the Eagles played the Steelers tough. They ended up losing 38-29, but that was we wanted them to lose that game if we wanted to try to win this division, and they tried to win, let me tell you. So
hey, Pittsburgh saved one of my 2 3-way parlays in my pool.
There you go.
I won $280 this week on my 2 3-ways.
Sweet. Awesome. All right. Before we get into the Giants game, I'm going to go ahead and read some comments. Mitchell Wasmus, the report about Haskins being sick is a fallout in my opinion. He seems like he wants out, might ask for a trade. I don't see him playing again for us, but that's just my idea. According to Julie Donaldson, the media person, she tweeted out that the doctor was the one that told him to go home. Was he faking the symptoms? I have no clue.
Can I do this? Or is that illegal on podcasts?
I don't even know what you're trying to do. We're not going to talk about it.
Do you know what? That symbol means BS, but
oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's who knows? It's all hearsay at this point. It's all hearsay.
So I agree with, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name, but I agree his assessment is exactly correct. But
Mitchell Wasmus.
Yes.
Chris Sports Talk says, Tim, what's up, my man Chris? How's it going? LT Hennessy, welcome to the channel.
Chopped liver?
I have not seen you before, so welcome to the channel. It's the Washington Football Team Chat. Yes, it is. Welcome to the team chat, aka the Redskins chat. Chris Sports Talk. Hopefully they sit Troy Apke. The second drive, DeShazer Everett was out there, and he unfortunately had that bad penalty on Cooper Kupp. He did make a good break on the ball. Unfortunately, he tried to fight through the receiver instead of making a play. Yep. Chris Sports Talk says, John.
Thank you. I am somebody.
There you go. Chris Sports Talk. I disagree. Allen played a great game when he was in. He came and he marched us right down the field. I'm telling you, I watched the film. Okay, I know you came probably a little later before I described it, I guess, but there was some to be desired out of Kyle Allen. He needs to improve. No hot routes. He's getting the ball out late on some plays. Like, he was the reason that we did not get the first down on that 3rd and 7. Like, I don't think he was horrible. Okay? I think there's something to build off of, but he needs to improve quite a bit because he left stuff on the field. Spoiled AFib Gaming. Jets are the worst franchise. They ruin QBs. Glad yours not like that. I think he's joking because Yeah, we apparently ruined QBs as well. No. But Jets is the worst franchise right now, or like at least right this minute, the Jets are in absolute disarray. I mean, it's bad news bears over there.
Well,
For
and
the
it
Jets.
scares me because I don't believe the Jets are going to go 0-16. And like this week, Miami is looking very strong, and I believe they're underrated. But it scares me to pick my survivor pick on Miami because something tells me the Jets are going to wake up at some point and play a game, and I don't want it to be against Miami. So just my aside.
I don't think they're
again.
going to show up and play until they fire Gase. I think the players are so sick, so fed up. He's an absolute disaster. I don't like. As long as Gase is there, I think you can feel comfortable that they're going to go over until they finally fire Gase, and maybe the players show up. Chris,
All right, well, whatever
Swartzoff-
you do, oh, sorry, before
Yeah.
whatever you do not recommend that I pick Miami. Okay, just
I'm not
don't
saying
do it.
anything, yeah, because you know
Okay,
me.
thank
I
you.
will
Go
curse
ahead.
it. Sam Darnold isn't ruined. I still think he can be a great franchise QB. Just need the right team and weapons. You know, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Jets games personally. So I haven't seen Jets live in a while. I don't think I did watch that Jets versus Denver, but I mean, you're right. You can't judge anybody right now in the Jets offense. There's no judging it. It's just that team is such in disarray. It's really bad. Mitchell Waspis. If
Their
they
heart's
blitz,
not in it.
hit the running back in the flat. It's the easiest thing to do. There's no linebacker. Nobody is stopping him. It's a free 10-15, and that's what wins games. So if they blitz, you hit the running back quick. Yeah, I mean, that definitely works a lot. Of course, a lot of times they have a linebacker there to help guard the running back, but it's definitely a play that you see a lot of the great teams use. And but I mean, it was.
They
bad.
haven't done really well on the whole screen thing, though. They're out.
I
throwing
think
it out
they're
the
running.
flat.
I think they're running too many screens.
Yeah.
There was like a screen on every single drive almost. Like I think they're running way too many screens. I think it's telegraphed. Like I like screens. I think screens are important, but especially way too many running back screens, and that's something that easily the defense is queuing on. And it's. I think that the play calling needs to adjust a little bit on not call so many screens because.
Yeah, I'm hoping
It's
that it's
not
a
good.
learning curve that, again, no preseason, so we're going through that. But I'm not willing to give up on Scott Turner yet, but I think it's a learning curve, if you will, between him learning how to run an offense and also learning the talent he's got. But we'll see.
We'll see. I don't like the idea of my offensive coordinator learning on the job. That doesn't sound fun. I hope
No,
you're
it
wrong.
doesn't.
I
Oh,
feel
and by the
bad
way,
for Sam
before-
Darnold. Spoiled AFib Gaming. What's up?
No, go ahead. If you were
No, that's
reading
all I
the
said. Is
chat.
I feel bad for Sam Darnold. He has another comment, but I can let you go real quick.
No, I was just going to say before we move on to the keys to the Giants win, I just wanted to throw something out there. I heard all day long about how Henry absolutely embarrassed Josh Norman. Now, you know, I'm not a Josh Norman fan. I think he was a product of a great front seven, and he wasn't nearly as good as the Redskins thought he was. But if you look at the play, he's running sideways, he's off balance, and Henry pushes him and he falls down to the ground. And everybody talked about how, oh, he just wiped this guy out. Look at the play again. It was not a wipeout. Like I said, they were both running sideways, and Henry used his right arm to kind of shift himself, and Josh Norman went to the ground. I know you're laughing. You don't agree with me.
He
but
threw him like a rag doll.
watch it again. He's running. He threw him in the direction there's difference.
He went flying 4 feet in the air.
Look, I've watched Bo Jackson hit somebody straight on that's running right at him and obliterated him. I've watched running backs do that to guys where it is like two guys coming like this and the running back obliterates them. These two guys are running sideways. Josh Norman is not running at Henry.
No.
And he threw his arm. He basically used Josh Norman's momentum to grab his shoulder and stiff arm him. And yes, he fell down, but it wasn't
He went flying. Okay. Flying. And that's
Okay.
fine. I will grant you all the leverage you want, all the side to side. I don't care. But it was funny, and it was embarrassing because he went flying through the air. Josh Norman went farther than Kyle Allen's passes.
right,
Thank you, Mitchell
Can we
Wassler.
frame that one? Can we frame that one? We'll hang that up in the rafters. That was a good one.
All right. I'll come back to you, Spoiled Ape again with your comments. We're gonna move on to the New York Giants game. Okay, no more talking about the Rams. We're talking about the Giants. Okay, real quick. Josh Norman went to Mars and came back saying, "What happened?"
He was abducted.
Oh, dude, it was bad. Okay. All right, on to the Giants here. Okay, so we got some notable players for the Giants. We got Daniel Jones, their young quarterback. Okay, he is constantly running for his life. Okay, you thought our offensive line is bad. Their offensive line is real bad. Here's the PFF grades for his offensive line. Left tackle, 57. Left guard, 61. Center, 43. Right guard, 63. Right tackle, 60. Highest one is 63.8. Yikes. Okay, not a good offensive line. Not good for the young quarterback, Daniel Jones. And he's also missing his best player in Saquon Barkley and his best receiver in Sterling Shepard. Both of them out on IR. So not good.
By the way, how does that compare? No, how does that offensive line compare to the Redskins? PFF?
I know we at least have two guys in the 70s. I don't know what happened before this week. Maybe after this week it's lower. But Wes Switzer was at 73, and Morgan Moses was, I think, at like a 71. Wes Martin was pretty low, and I think Jaron Christian was pretty low, and then Roulier was somewhere in the middle, maybe 65 or something. So ours is not much better, but it's not as bad.
Better. Okay.
All right. According to PFF, he's a 74.5 grade, Daniel Jones. Right? And a lot of people compare his stats to Haskins' stats. Well, you look at Haskins' PFF, 46.7.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Jones has thrown more interceptions. Jones has thrown less touchdowns. Haskins had more yards at the time. Okay. Look at the film. You actually go watch the two play and watch what's going on. Daniel Jones has been playing better, even though the stats don't show it, than Dwayne Haskins. Okay,
he's had more command of the field than I think. I've watched him play, and yeah, the results may not be great, but you feel like he's got somewhat of a command of the field. He's dealing with a terrible offensive line, which again,
I only watched the Pittsburgh game on Monday night, Week 1. Pittsburgh was running free in his backfield all night long. Saquon Barkley had 6 yards rushing that game. Yeah. 6. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's not very good.
Not too good.
So that's their quarterback. To replace Saquon Barkley, they got Devontae Freeman. Freeman's still only 28 years old, so he's not over the hill yet. And Freeman's got some talent. He's got some speed. He's not a bad running back. So good replacement for, if you lose Saquon Barkley, getting Devontae Freeman was not a bad deal. Their best receiver right now is Darius Slayton, and he's a good young receiver. He's only 23. He's 6'1", 194 pounds, and runs a 4.4 40, a sub 4.4. I think it was a 4.39 or something like that. So he's got some speed. He's not very small at 6'1". He's a nice young receiver for him. So got to look for him. Evan Ingram is their tight end, and he's built like a receiver. 6'3", 240 pounds, and runs a 4.42 40-yard dash at the combine. He's a linebacker nightmare when it comes to running routes, okay?
Oh, by the way, tight ends are the Redskins' nightmares, so that's not comforting for the whole
definitely
defense.
Not. Yeah, this could be a huge problem for our linebackers. It's not good. So that's their offense. Defensively, it's not as bad as you may think. They have a couple of nice young guys. James Bradbury, they signed in the offseason. He's currently 85.7 according to PFF. Second corner in the league, second highest rated quarter in the league right now. He only has 1 interception, but he's only allowed 15 receptions in the first 5 games. So
he's going to be on McLaurin, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. So he's had a really good year so far. It was a nice signing for the Giants there. Their inside linebacker, Blake Martinez, is currently rated at an 81.2 according to PFF. So middle linebacker is pretty good, or their inside linebacker, they run a 3-4, so they have 2 inside linebackers. But at 81.2, that's not too bad at all. They have a nice, young, talented D-line, Dexter Lawrence, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Leonard Williams, all under the age of 26. They're more run stuffers than get to the passer, though. They only have a combined 4 sacks in the first 5 games. So they're not really getting to the quarterback much, but they really do a good job against the run. You have Jarrell Peppers, who's a talented safety for him, but he's not having the best year. Like, his PFF is kind of low, and also, like, apparently he's not having the best season so far, but he was a first-round corner drafted, I think, in the top 10. So he does have some talent, even though his season has not gone that well.
Is he right? Is he really related to? Is it Julian Peppers?
Julius Peppers? I have no clue.
Julius Peppers.
I have no idea. That's
curious.
Fair question. I don't know. And then they actually signed Logan Ryan. Remember, you wanted us to sign him as a corner. Well, they're right now playing him at safety. So 29-year-old old cornerback is now being played at safety for the Giants. So that's their defense. And that is their notable players. So we will move on to 5 things we need to do to beat the New York Giants. And Lord help us if we lose this game.
Okay, this week I'll take 3 of them.
Okay? Lord help us. Do not lose this game. Okay. All right. Number 1. Bracket Evan Ingram. Okay? Do not let him do what Everett for the Rams did to us last week. Everett completely destroyed us last week. Evan Ingram is a better receiver than Everett, and if you let him run wild, he could have a 150-yard game on you with 2 touchdowns. Okay, this guy is good, a legit tight end. So bracket him, do what you need to do. Do not put him one-on-one with the linebacker. Help your linebackers cover Evan Ingram. Okay, that's number 1.
Put Apke on him.
Apke should be nowhere near Evan Ingram. Okay, if Evan Ingram is the one or if Troy Apke is the one tackling Evan Ingram, something went horribly wrong. Okay, this is bad. Bad news. Do not put Troy Apke on Evan Ingram.
Bad, it would be bad.
Okay, yeah, very, very bad. All right, number 2. We need to finally run the ball. Okay, this run game has yet to do anything special. We need to run the ball against this team. I said they have 3 good run-stuffing linemen, okay, defensive linemen. They're not bad against the run, and they have a really highly rated middle linebacker, okay? We need to run this ball because Kyle Allen is not bad at the play action, all right? We need to help out Kyle Allen and get some play action, and in order to get the play action effective, you got to run the ball. I do not want to see us not running the ball against this Giants team. The run game has been non-existent all year. Let's run the ball, finally, okay? Number 3, don't let Jones get outside the pocket, okay? He's got some wheels on him. He's not Lamar or nothing like that, but he can move. But he will keep his eyes downfield also and kill you outside the pocket, all right? We got to contain him inside the pocket and get some sacks on him. Do not let him start making plays with his legs because he will beat you with that, all right? Keep him contained. All right. Number 4, this is an obvious one every single game. Don't turn the ball over. Okay? We should beat this team. If we have 2, 3, 4 turnovers this game, all of a sudden we may not win this game. And that would be horrible. All right? Got to protect the ball. Don't get turnovers. Don't give them chances. Make them drive the full length of the field. If we need to play the field position game, just don't turn the ball over. All right. Number 5, this was John's input. The O-line needs to play better. Okay, we allowed 8 sacks. The run game wasn't good. O-line played abysmal last week. Alex Smith was running for his life. He got sacked 6 times. Okay? Yeah, that was against Aaron Donald and Michael Brockers. And then they had a white linebacker. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He had 3 sacks. We got to play better on the offensive line. As I said, we had a 7-man protection, and we let them get 3 of them on sacks, okay?
I did want to add one more.
Yeah.
And now my mind just – give me a second because my mind just jumped the track. Hold on. Get off on 3rd down, particularly 3rd and long. We are falling into bad habits. We did this against the Rams. We've done this where you get 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and double digits, and you're either – giving them a stupid penalty or you're letting them get 12 yards when they need 11 or you know what I'm saying. It's just like stop
Great.
Stop playing great on the first 2 downs and then let them off the hook on 3rd down.
That's perfect for me. All right, we got predictions. All right. What do you got? What's your prediction?
Oh, you want me to go first, huh?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, I'm always the eternal optimist, so I'm not going to predict that they're going to lose.
Okay.
However, this is setting up to be that game that I've seen them be involved with way too many times, which you have a team that has not won. Or wait, are they? Oh,
Yep. Nope. They're 0-5. Yep.
Okay. But they played, to your point, they played well against Dallas. They've been in other games. They've been close, and fallen off at the end. And I'm afraid that this is going to be one of those games where we're going to be their greatest remedy, and they're
All of
going
a
to come
sudden,
out.
Daniel Jones is going to have 5 touchdowns and look like Joe Montana.
Right, throwing for 350 yards, a 32 to 8 minute possession thing. Because, but my heart and part. I mean, this is not completely my heart. I think the Redskins, they need. I agree. They need to win this game. I think that the coaches need them to get this game to keep them not interested but invested. So I think it's going to be a relatively decisive game. This is in New York, right?
I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
Because they always, oddly enough, the Redskins play the Giants better than in New York than they do at home.
FedEx Field's another home game for the Giants. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying though that we've had better luck, and
I have paid little attention to who's home and away anymore because there's no fans in the stadium for most games, and even if there is fans, there's only a few fans. So I completely
told you
forget.
that Vegas. I told you if Vegas adjusted it to 2.5 point home field advantage from 3.
Did they?
For that very reason. But I think that the Redskins are going to. Their defense is going to harass
Daniel
Jones. We're going to get back on track, and we're going to beat them by more than one score. I'm going to say 27-17.
27-17. That is the prediction for Johnny Boy. I'm predicting a win as well, but only 20-17. I think this offense is not going to score a whole ton of points. I think their defense is actually better than advertised. And but I hope that we stop them on defense. We have to. We just got to. Okay, we cannot let this offense destroy us. Okay, this is.
Yeah, we are. It is in.
We got to.
New York.
It'll be so bad if that's not the case. All right, let's get to a couple more comments here. Robbie Anderson is doing better when he left the Jets. It's coaching, not talent. Yeah, Robbie Anderson's looked really good in Carolina so far. I think he's like a top 5 fantasy receiver right now. So, looking really good in Carolina. Offensive line, so bad they let Flower get past him. Let a Flower get past them. Whose offensive line? Our offensive line? That's a fact, if that's who you're talking about. It was bad on Sunday. If the whole world about to end, the only way to save it is for Haskins to beat the all-time Patriots. Are we living? Tell your wife you love her, okay? Tell your mom you love her too, okay?
So what do you think about LaDavion Bell?
Le'Veon.
Sorry, I messed too. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. You heard the Jets let him release.
Yeah, released him. I don't think we're gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole, but I want to see Le'Veon Bell in a Rams uniform. I think.
So, but you think he's gonna play again?
I think so.
Okay, that was my point. Wasn't to ask if the Redskins were going to pick up on him because I think he's going to be too expensive. But what was he getting, like $14 million at the Jets or something like that?
Yeah, but whoever signs him doesn't need to pay him that.
Well, I know that, but I don't.
And he's already getting
play.
paid by the Jets because he got cut. He's still getting paid his guaranteed money from them. So actually, somebody should be able to sign him for a cheap deal. And I hope it's the Rams because I have him on 3 of my fantasy teams, and I think he would do really well in a Rams uniform, looking like Todd Gurley a couple of years ago.
Okay.
That's my prediction. All right. Chris Sports Dog. Terry McLaurin will have a field day this game, and Gibson. We've been saying that the last few weeks, and it has not come to fruition. But I hope finally this week you're right.
All right. And if Gibson doesn't have at least 15 to 20 rushing attempts, I've got a problem with that.
Agreed. I want to run the ball in this game. And go for it on 4th and 1. I completely agree. We should have gone for it on that 4th and 1. Even though it shouldn't have been a 4th and 1, Kyle Smith should have been thrown it earlier and given McKissick enough time to get the first down. He threw it late. Not good. But I agree.
Where were they on the field again? I'm trying to remember.
Maybe on our own 30. It wasn't like according to like the whatever you call it, the analytics, it may have not have been the best decision because of where we were, but we needed to score points. Okay, our defense was looking like poo poo. We needed to score. Go for it on 4th and 1.
But we were in their territory.
No, we were in our territory. We punted.
Because I remember thinking that sometimes you got to do that, and I thought there was more than one that they didn't do it, but maybe I'm wrong.
We didn't go for it in the 4th quarter because we gave up on the game when we were down 30-10. We should have gone for it then too, but he decides to punt it. All right, Chris Sports Talk. No. This game, our D-line will dominate.
No, that's what I've been hoping for this whole year, and I don't know.
Besides Carson Wentz, where we got 8 sacks, where's the D-line been? It's not been good.
I don't think. I think what the problem is, and one, they could probably blitz more, but the other problem is the quarterbacks have been slicing up our secondary, and if we get aggressive, they just do a quick 5-yard out.
Jared Goff got the ball out so quick on Sunday. He got the ball out so completely
to guys that were freaking wide open.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't have a secondary to make the quarterback hesitate, and not all the time. Sometimes they do that, but we don't have a secondary or even the linebackers that block those easy targets to where, hey, if you're going to give them 5 or 6 yards on an aggressive play, they'll take that all day long and they'll go right down the field. And sometimes that 5 yards ends up being 25 yards because somebody misses a tackle.
Yeah,
so,
but I like sometimes the offense just calls good plays against right defenses. Okay, you could call a good defense and then or a defense, but there's a play that can beat that style of defense, right? If you call cover 2 every single play and you run cover 2, you will get destroyed because there's plays that could beat cover 2. Right, and there was times where we ran cover 4 where the corners were going back and they ran quick outs and got like a 5-6 yard play. We on their big touchdown we ran cover 2. They had a post and a streak route, a go route. Landon Collins saw the post route across his face, kind of made a step, and then Jared Goff goes to throw and he throws the deep route. It was kind of like, if we're in cover 3. That play doesn't work because we have a safety in the middle of the field to cover that post route, and then we have a safety on the right side of the field to guard the go route. So there's sometimes where offenses just call. That's why, I bet if you go back and watch the film, the Rams versus Giants, where the Rams only scored 17 points, I bet you would see that the Giants happened to call really good defensive plays to stop what the Rams were trying to do on those plays. Now, granted, I agree, our defense did not play good. But also, in those first 3 drives, they called a fantastic offense that happened. It's a chess game or whatever, and they made the right plays at the right time against our wrong defense for that particular play. And it wasn't necessarily a bad call on defense. It just happened to be the wrong call on that particular play.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. I'm not arguing with it. But also, I think that if you're going to rush, say, 6 or 7 guys, like basically a zero blitz or an all-out blitz, whatever you want to call it, that the offense has got, if you got 6 guys rushing, the offense has got 7 guys in the box or on their side protecting you. You got your 5 offensive linemen. Chances are you have a running back and you have the quarterback. So if you're rushing 6 guys, you got 7 guys in the offensive backfield that have to protect against that rush. And you're outnumbering the receivers and the tight ends or whatever, you got at least as many as them. And those guys need to stay on those guys for 3 seconds, 4 seconds tops, and not play 10 yards back. And not, of course, then you have to think, well, maybe they're not good enough and they're going to get burned deep. But if you're going to go in a blitz, your secondary has to cover for like 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds. That's what Carolina did. That's why Josh Norman looks so good. They were like, he's a shutdown corner. No, he's not a shutdown corner. He's got a defense that gets to the quarterback in 3 seconds, and all you have to do is cover your guy for 3 seconds and make sure that you don't leave him in a position where the quarterback thinks he's open. And I don't know that we have a secondary to do that yet. That if you try to do a serious blitz and you go one-on-one, the guys you got are going to get burned, and the quarterback's going to know you can't cover that guy. So as soon as I see you're going to blitz, I'm sending him deep, and he's going to outrun you, and I'm just going to throw it over your head. There's nothing you can do about it except hope that the safety plays the right side.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's Del Rio's hesitancy is because he knows that a secondary can't give him that 3 or 4 seconds, because they haven't, except for maybe again against Philadelphia, which we realize isn't very good. So we exploited that, but that our defense hasn't been able to give the rush those 3 or 4 seconds.
Here's another play design that just happened. Like, we were playing man defense, and I don't know if they knew that or not, but this is the play they called. They had stacked receivers on the one side. Kendall Fuller was guarding Cooper Kupp, who was off the line, and I think it was number 11, their other receiver, who was being guarded by the other corner. Well, Cooper Kupp was on the outside leverage, but he was off the line, and then you had I think his name's Reynolds, number 11, on the inside, but on the line. Reynolds basically ran straight up the field, and then Cooper ran inside leverage on the defense, basically, right? So he ran to the inside. Well, Kendall Fuller runs underneath the Reynolds, who's basically setting a pick on him. And because then he got behind him, then Cooper Kupp runs a quick out, and Kendall Fuller was out of position because they happen to be running man-to-man, and it's a perfect crisscross design to beat man-to-man, where Kendall Fuller basically has to play through a receiver, and Cooper Kupp's too good if you have a pick. Like, he's going to beat you on the quick game like that all the time. And that was just another example of a great play call against man-to-man. If we're playing zone, that call doesn't work, because Kendall Fuller is just going to guard the outside, and whoever was the other corner on that particular play, I don't remember, is going to guard the inside. If the receiver goes inside, the inside guy's got him. If the other receiver goes outside, Kendall Fuller's got him. Well, we happen to be playing man-to-man. They do a crisscross thing, kind of set a pick. Easy completion for Cooper Kupp. There's a ton of examples in those first 3 drives. Those are the ones I really analyzed before the show, that it's just perfect play calls against perfect defenses a lot of the time, or not so perfect defenses, I guess. Like the perfect defense that they wanted. There was a lot of times where that happened, and it sucks.
And I also think that, you know, the Redskins have had to go through something that other teams didn't, which is to be down by more than 1 score. And other than Philadelphia, there's nobody that, I think we were up 20-17 against the Browns, but there was no other team that was down and had any pressure on them whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? It's easy, you know, if you manage to get a score first, and then maybe get a stop and get another score, and now that team's down by 2 scores. Now everything gets a little tighter. Now it's not like, oh, we're just pitching and catching out here. We have to actually... It's
not good strategy to be down by 2 scores. 100% agree. if you can avoid being down 2 scores, that helps.
Well, I know, but you were talking about play calling. And I'm just saying that play calling and executing plays are much easier when you're ahead than when, you know, because it's like, hey, if we have to punt, no big deal. Our defense is going to hold you anyway, so I'm not pressed.
But as I said, if we're running cover 3 against that deep touchdown pass, that probably doesn't go through. He's definitely not that wide open if we're playing cover 3. Instead, we're playing cover 2, and you have that perfect route against cover 2. If we're not playing cover 4 on that quick out that I talked about, and we're playing cover 3 where that corner is going to stay in the flat to cover that area. That's a much better defense on that particular play. Instead,
I like
Darby run straight back. I mean, it's there's times where the offense just calls the perfect play against the type of defense that you're running that makes it really tough.
I was going to say it's fun. It was fun to watch Bill Belichick against Andy Reid in that game where they were talking about different things that they were thinking, and Bill Belichick was thinking Tyreek Hill, and Andy Reid knew that he was thinking Tyreek Hill. So Bill Belichick called a certain defense to key on Tyreek Hill because that's what Andy Reid would have normally done. And Andy knew that he was thinking, I'm going to be throwing it to Tyreek Hill. So he called a completely different play. And so it's a chess game. And when you have two guys that are that good at it, and one last thing before we wrap this thing up, one thing I noticed, and maybe I'm wrong, but how many coaches in the league do you see taking notes during a game? I noticed in that game against Bill Belichick and Andy Reid that they were both taking notes. Think about the last head coach that you've watched during a game stopping and taking notes. Bill Belichick is writing constantly because he's remembering things, and I did this, they did that. Andy Reid's doing the same thing. I don't recall a lot of other coaches in the league taking notes during a game. So watch that going into this week and see if you notice anybody. You see Bill Belichick do it every game.
I don't know.
He's got a pencil. He's writing constantly. Andy Reid, I noticed, was doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why they're such good coaches, is because they pay attention to that detail. Don't know, but watch it this week. I'm going to watch it and see if I'm right, that I don't see, Ron Rivera, never seen him take notes. Tomlinson Tomlinson for
Tomlin.
Tomlin. Thank you.
Yeah.
But watch how many other coaches. I didn't see Grubel.
I will. I'll pay attention to that the next game.
Yeah.
Thursday game. Who's playing Thursday night tomorrow? The chat will tell me eventually, but that's fine. But yeah, whoever plays tomorrow, I'll look to see if either one of those coaches are taking notes. But if you want to get off here, I can stick around and I'll hang out with the chat and read. We have a few more chats coming in, so I can read those. And if you want to,
I'm going to bail out. I am just going to real quick figure out who's playing tomorrow night. It is, of course, it's taking forever.
It is.
Wait a minute.
Oh, there's no Thursday night game.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah, Tennessee and Houston plays Sunday.
Yep, no Thursday night game. Okay. Yep, Mike Pryor says I don't think there is a Thursday game. Fair enough. Okay, well then I won't look for it Thursday, so we'll look for it another time.
All right, hey, listen, I'm out. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Appreciate it. I'll see you next week.
All right, bye, Dad. Love you.
All right, love you too.
See you. All right, guys, it's just me and you now. Let us go into some comments. Here we go. Chris, the D-line doesn't dominate because you got to understand they're always on the field. They're tired. You can't keep putting your defense out there all the time. You can't. See, there's sometimes I agree with that statement, but Sunday, that was not the case. Drive number 1, they came down, went right down our throats. Then our second drive, we actually had a long, sustaining drive that scored a touchdown. Defense came back out, got destroyed again. Next one was a 3-and-out, and then they got destroyed again. But your 2 opening drives, they scored touchdowns, and in theory, you should have been fresh at that point. So, but I understand your point, but Sunday was not a case of that one, okay? Next comment we got to play with the lead. If we play with the lead, our defense will carry us to double-digit wins, but it's easy to get exposed when your defense is always out there. No great defense can keep getting it. Playing with the lead, yes, that always helps your offense. That is for sure. Put out on the field, and our front line still does do a great job at times. They just took our D-line completely out of the game. Jared Goff got the ball out so fast on Sunday that our defensive line had no chance of getting to him. They just completely threw it so quick. It was great. It was a great offensive day for the Rams. we have the secondary. Cameron Curl needs to start. Fabian Moreau, Landon needs to go to the linebacker, and DeShazer Everett needs to be in as well. I like the passion and aggression. One play on Cameron Curl. Cameron Curl got completely destroyed on a play action. Okay, Everett, on another Everett play, he came in and dodged Everett on a play action. Everett just runs on a out route completely wide open, and it turns into a 40-yard play. It looked like Cameron Curl was the man that was supposed to be guarding Everett, and he got completely fooled. That was one play in particular I remember on Cameron Curl. And I went back and watched the first 3 drives. Landon got beat on that deep pass because it was cover 2. He was the cover 2 safety. There was a guy crossing his face. He kind of bit on that, and then he lost the deep ball. DeShazer Everett was on the other side, and he got completely eaten up by the play action. So if Landon Collins didn't guard the post and he guarded the deep route, the post would have been wide open. So Landon Collins was in a, whatever you do, you're screwed. Okay? So, and I went through and watched, actually, freaking Landon Collins was in the box a lot playing linebacker, but even when he was playing safety, I didn't really see him ever out of position. He made a couple of good plays at the goal line. He did tackle Henderson for a 1.5-yard gain, but unfortunately that was on the 1-yard line. But he was right there to make the tackle, and he was the one that made the tackle at the 1-yard line to stop Henderson from getting in the first time. I really didn't see much bad coming from Landon Collins specifically. A lot of the plays went away from him. Like the Everett plays were not on Landon Collins' side of the field. So in the first 3 drives of this last game, I really didn't see any problems coming from Landon Collins, honestly. It was a lot of other people. That Darby was playing too far off. There was one play where Everett, for them, their tight end Everett, he got a screen pass, and Darby is playing like 7 yards off, and we're lucky that didn't go for a touchdown, to be honest, because there was like 4 or 5 blockers out there where Landon Collins, Troy Apke, Jimmy Moreland, and Darby were the only ones there, and I'm pretty sure Landon Collins actually ended up making that tackle, luckily for us. So I did not see a problem with Landon Collins where he was playing. Personally, I think that's other places. I know Landon Collins has had some bad games. Don't get me wrong. Like the bad play against DeAndre Hopkins, or getting beat by, Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray. Like, these guys are some of the best guys in the league. So I know he hasn't played the best, but I don't think that him at the safety position was our problem on Sunday. All right. K Adatoro. K, I don't remember you, so welcome to the channel. Awesome. Thanks for commenting. Alex Smith is the best QB on the roster. Protect him in the middle and let the guard to right guard, and he'll be fine. He was inaccurate, man. Okay. Yeah, he was getting attacked all day, and I know he was playing in the rain, but he did not look pretty on Sunday. Okay. I agree that he is the smartest quarterback. He's got the most experience, and he's probably the best, but right now he's rusty as all get out because of this leg. He's been out for 693 days before playing on Sunday. He was rusty and not very good on Sunday. So I'm sorry. Right now, I think the best quarterback on the roster is Kyle Allen, but that's not saying that we're sitting pretty at quarterback. Mike Pryor, Timmy Boy, what up? What's up, my man? Thanks for coming by. Chris's Sports Talk, Kendall Fuller has played great, worth the money we gave him. Yeah, he had a couple of good pass deflections. As I said, he did struggle with that one Cooper Kupp, but that was kind of a crappy play. Good play designed by them, and man-to-man, it was tough. But no, I was not disappointed with Kendall Fuller's play on those first 3 drives. I don't think he really did anything to mess us up. On that deep pass, it was cover 2. He was supposed to cover the flat, so he wasn't, it looked like maybe he got beat, but that's zone coverage, so it wasn't his fault either. It was just a good play against the right defense for that play. Mitchell Wasmus agrees with you. I do like Kendall Fuller. Yeah, John, we was up against the Browns 20-17, then Haskins turned into Jameis Winston, throwing all sorts of picks, and also had that bad fumble where he did not step into the pocket. Ron Rivera is the Spanish Mike Nolan, awful coach. It's too early to tell. He has had a 15-1 record, took a team to a Super Bowl. I mean, he's he won some games even with the backup quarterback last year, and they played a heck of a schedule that made him lose a lot of the games. Yes, he did lose to us, which was a bad loss, but the rest of that schedule that he lost to with Kyle Allen was brutal. I think Ron Rivera is a pretty good coach. It's jury's out if he's a great coach, but I don't think he's an awful coach. Rivera is a great coach. Trust the process. Mitchell Wasmus agrees with me. Well, he takes it a little bit farther because I said I don't know if he's a great coach yet, but he is a good coach. I believe we should be 2-2. Well, right now it's week 5, so do you mean 3-2 or 2-3? But I could definitely see us being 2-2. I think we could have beat the Browns, and if it wasn't for poor quarterback play by Haskins that day, I think we could have won that game. He just needs his guy and his system. It's not a 1-year thing. Yeah, we'll see what happens when he gets another quarterback. I watched an interesting video of not a Redskins fan. It was more of just a general football guy, Strong Opinion Sports. I kind of like what he does. And he was talking about basically quarterback math. And different coaches have different quarterback math that leads you to different things. And he compared it to like relationships, right? So when you look for a spouse or a significant other, you have a math equation that you put things in that you want in a certain type of person. And then your output or your whatever it equals to when you put all the equations is different from person to person. So I would have a different looking for a spouse than any of you guys. And then, so he compared that to quarterback math. So there's people like Sean McVay, who is an offensive-minded coach, and he basically can look at any quarterback and believe that he can make that quarterback good. Right? Jared Goff wasn't very good until Sean McVay got there. Now Jared Goff is pretty darn good, okay, because he's in a great offensive system, and Sean McVay is built with that mind, an offensive mind. He's an offensive genius, right? Ron Rivera is a defensive coach. So he puts in different inputs, and it's like, I just want a quarterback that's not putting my defense in a bad situation and can lead my offense downfield. I don't want a project. I'm not an offensive coach. I'm not looking to build or groom a young quarterback. It's like, I want a quarterback that's able to be effective in the offense, but also not turn the ball over and put my defense in bad spots. So his quarterback is going to look different than the coach of Sean McVay or any other coach, right? So that leads you to think that Haskins is not his guy because obviously he doesn't want a young project. He wants a quarterback that can come in and start and be effective on offense, and then so he doesn't have to worry about the offense as much. It's like Tony Dungy with Peyton Manning, or Bill Belichick with Tom Brady. Bill Belichick's a defensive-minded head coach. It's like, I got a good quarterback that can lead this offense, doesn't turn the ball over, and gets it to the open guy. That's what I want, right? Somebody that works hard and knows the offense inside and out and can lead my offense down the field. So it was an interesting spin on the, how quarterbacks decide what, or how coaches decide what quarterbacks they want. And, I think he wants somebody that can come in and start, and that's why he likes Kyle Allen better. And, it's an interesting idea. I thought it was cool. Let's see. Mike Pryor, why is he awful, K? Yeah, so he asked K, why is he awful? Let's see what he says. And that's a dope turtleneck. Oh, thanks, man. Love my Redskins gear. Ron Rivera does not know X's and O's. He thinks giving bull crap speeches will lead to victory. He's a defensive-minded head coach. He knows defense, okay? He knows defense. Chris Sports Talk. Cameron Kroll was blitzing on that play. I mean, each their own mind. I think he was fooled by the play action, okay? He saw Jared Goff acting like he was giving it to the running back, and because as soon as he realized, he hit Darrell Henderson on the chest, as soon as he realized, crap, you don't have the ball, he looked backwards like, oh shoot. I think he was fooled by that play action. I feel like DeShazer gave up a big play on Sunday. Well, I don't know if he gave up a big play, but DeShazer Everett did have that pass interference that kept their second drive alive. So, because DeShazer Everett started the second drive, they still had Troy Apke out there, and I think Troy Apke was not doing it. So they were like, all right, DeShazer, you get out there and see what you can do. And then he made a good break on the ball. He was right there in a good position, but unfortunately, he hit the receiver before the ball was there. Chris Sports Talk says that we should be 3-2. I think we could have beat the Browns. We did beat the Eagles. Rams were tough. Rams are a really good team. Ravens are a fantastic team. And Cardinals are pretty good, even though they've lost some stuff too. So, I don't know. Ron Rivera will be fired before the end of the 2022 season, guaranteed. I can only hope you're wrong, Kay. I can only hope you're wrong. Okay? I can only hope you're wrong. We gave Jay Gruden, 6 years? Come on, we got to give Ron Rivera more than 3 seasons, right? Come on, man. I hope not. The people disagree with you. Mike Pryor and Chris both say, heck no, Ron Rivera will be here for years to come. Give Riverboat a chance. Ron is a great head coach. Jay Gruden was a fake coach. He was here for freaking 6 seasons, so, he was faking it for a long time. He was faking it for quite some time. All right, guys, give me some. What are some things you think we need to do to beat the Giants? All right, give me some things, chat. What do you think we need to do to beat the New York Giants on Sunday? I gave you mine. I'll give it to you again. Bracket Ingram. Do not let him have one-on-one coverage. Run the ball. Okay, we need to help Allen. Give him some play action. Don't let Jones get out of the pocket. He can beat you outside the pocket. Don't turn the ball over. Don't give them hope, okay? Don't give them a bunch of chances inside our own red zone or on our side of the field with turnovers. Keep the ball protected. And my dad's input on number 5 was O-line needs to play better. Because 8 sacks last week ain't going to cut it. All right, here we go. What do we got? I think we need to develop a good running game for once. Completely agree. Our run game has not been existent, whether we're not actually running the ball or we're just not doing it effectively. So it's been bad. Sack them, get to the QB. We did it 8 times last year against the Giants. Is that a fact? I don't remember the Giants game off the top of my head now. Mitchell Wassman said that, or Wassmus, excuse me. Mike Pryor said that we need to develop a running game. Agreed. Chris Sports Talk says, feed Terry. Feed the scary Terry. Get him the ball. I can agree with that. I like that. I would love to see him get, 10 to 12 targets a game. I think he's that good, and I think he's worth it. So I agree. I like that. Feed Terry. Mike Pryor says, Gibson has to be good. Gibson has to be good. I can agree with that, but offensive line needs to block for him as well. So I like that. I do think Gibson needs to develop a little bit more into a running back to be able to find the hole, wait for the hole, be patient, but hit it when it's there. Hit it hard and fast. Mitchell Wassmus, make one big play on offense. We have had 0 this year. That's freaking facts. And that's a part of getting the running game going, man. I think that Kyle Allen is a good play-action quarterback, and I think we could beat somebody deep on play-action. But, yeah, I don't know of any big plays this year. You're absolutely right. We need to do – all of our touchdowns, I feel like, have been either short fields because their defense got us in good position, or it has to be long, sustaining drives. We've had no plays for big plays for touchdowns. I am right there with you. I like that, Mitchell Wassmus. Mike Pryor, I think we will beat them with Kyle Allen playing. I hope so. And I think Kyle Allen has something to give us. So we'll see what happens there. Jay Gruden ruined Alex Smith's career. Jay Gruden ruined Alex Smith's career. It's that one play was brutal. Unfortunately, the running back, I think it was, Byron Marshall. Byron Marshall completely missed that block, and he got hit by, I don't even remember who the safety was, but he got hit by safety and J.J. Watt at the same time, got twisted up. Brutal. But I don't blame that on Jay Gruden. Because we were 6-2, no, 6-3 that game, before that game. So he was doing good. Let Antonio Gibson run wild, catches and runs, get Gandy Golden the ball, and see what they have in him. I think he's a dog. We got to get him the ball.
I think he may have some problems separating. He's not super fast. He's not a quick twitch guy. He's a bigger dude, 6'4". He runs like a 4.6 40. He's not blazing fast. There's something too where we need to be able to design for him. Like, I don't think Michael Thomas is actually the best receiver in the league, but the Saints designed a fantastic offense around him to get him a ton of catches in effective ways. So there's something to be said by that. Yeah, maybe we need to design more plays for a Gandy Golden, but he's not necessarily our main focus like Michael Thomas is for the Saints. So there's a give and take there, but I think that we need to design something more specific to him to make him better. I don't necessarily think he is a guy that's going to just, a Julio Jones or something. You could throw him up and he's going to get separation and it's going to be great. So that's my assessment on Gandy Golden. Hail to the Redskins for life. What's up, man? Well, of course, Jay Gruden was a fake coach. He would take a 15-minute nap every halftime, every single game, instead of making adjustments. His big knock was no adjustments at halftime. That's for sure. That's funny, taking a 15-minute nap. Maybe we should waive Sims. You're talking about Steve Sims? I don't think so. Or Cam Sims? I don't think so. Don't give up good field position. We have had the ball on the 50 this year multiple times and had 3 and outs. Yeah, so you're saying when we do get good field position, make it effective. But we haven't had a lot of turnovers in the last few games. We had 2 interceptions against the Ravens, but I don't think we had nothing against Browns. We did have the 1 interception against Kyler Murray, but unfortunately we fumbled the ball because Brandon Sheriff decided not to block his guy and Dwayne Haskins didn't step in to try to avoid it, and he ends up fumbling it. So that didn't turn in good. And we had no turnovers last week. So we got to get some more turnovers, man, to get us good field position. No, it was Capri Bibbs. I think Capri Bibbs was another guy on the team. He was on the team to that point, but I'm pretty sure Marshall was actually the running back on that particular play that screwed the pooch on that one. Because there was, I don't think it was Capri Bibbs on that one. Also, Deron Christian has to actually block for once, not just stand there. Yeah, Deron Christian, I didn't like that pick when we did it in the 3rd round anyway. They talked about how he was a project. He's a big guy, athletic guy. I think he used to be a basketball player, so he has good feet, but he's not a true left tackle offensive lineman. So, yeah, I was hoping that we got Jason Peters in the offseason, but that was not the case. We didn't do it. All right, here we go. You are putting all your faith in Kyle Allen. Come on, guys. Start Alex Smith. Give him all the reps and protect him from pressure up the middle. Smith will be fine. I want to see what we have in Kyle Allen first. I really do. Okay, we know what Alex Smith is. He's not our future. He's 36 years old. He's coming off a horrible injury. It's fantastic that he's able to suit up and play. But, I want to see what we have in a young Kyle Allen. We already saw what we had in a young Haskins. And I want to see what we have more in Kyle Allen. I fully expect to draft a quarterback in the 1st round. I fully expect that. So I'm not some grander, Kyle Allen's the answer for our future or anything. I don't think that. But if we don't play him, we don't know it. So I want to see a little bit more of him, 2-3 more games maybe. And if Haskins is still on the team, I want to go back to Haskins, give him one more opportunity to earn the job and see what he can do. But then I fully expect to draft a 1st-round quarterback in the draft next season. Cam Sims is actually a dog. We need to give him some pee. No. Okay, playing time. No. Cam Sims is a body catcher. Okay, and we should have known that there was a problem with him as fans. We fell in love with him after 1 preseason, but he's a body catcher. You go back and watch those highlights on that preseason run. He would catch with his body all the time. That's why that one last preseason game, I think it was last season? Or maybe it was, I think it was last season, right? Yeah, it was the last preseason game, the last season, where he had 3 dropped passes because he catches with his body. And we should have known this. He was a 6'5" receiver coming out of Alabama. And he went undrafted. You don't miss a 6'5" receiver from Alabama that every coach is watching Alabama and not somebody draft him if he has any sort of talent. Okay? I think that he's not that good, unfortunately. He's a huge body, but I don't think he's all that great. All right, let's see here. Kyle Allen looked great Sunday. He was playing like Mahomes. You're funny. That's not true whatsoever. Not at all. I don't know if you heard. I know you came late, Mike Pryor. Just to give you a little assessment of what I thought of Kyle Allen and his plays, I think he has a lot to improve on. When he gets moving in the pocket, he quits looking downfield. He missed some guys open downfield. Like on that one play he got hurt, he had Jeremy Sprinkle open 10 yards downfield on 3rd and 1. He didn't keep his eyes downfield. And also, hot routes were a problem. There was no hot route in our offense, I guess, or something, but he needs to know that you see a guy, because he looked right at a guy. It was on that 3rd and 7 where J.D. McKissick got us to the 4th and 1. He looked over at the linebacker, or the safety, and he was like making a move to get, like he was going to blitz. He calls hike. Sure enough, that guy blitzes. It's like that ball needs to be out right now, hitting McKissick in stride, and that's a 15-yard gain. Instead, he got the ball out late. He did the same thing to Logan Thomas on another play where he got the ball out late and it turned into nothing. And he did another time to Terry McLaurin where McLaurin was open basically immediately, and he took 2.5 seconds to get on the ball instead of getting it there right after he got the ball because he was open right away. So he was late on some throws. I thought he had some good moves in the pocket to buy some time. But, overall, I do not think that Kyle Allen played as good as he should have. And I think he still somehow played a little bit better than Haskins because maybe buying some time and stuff. And he throws a more accurate ball than Haskins, which is nice. But there's some timing things. There's some decision making. There's keeping your eyes downfield. There's things that he still needs to work on at the quarterback position, and hopefully that improves this week. All right, let's see here. Mike Pryor. Steve Sims is great, better than Cam Sims by far, even though one went to Kansas and the other went to Alabama. Yeah, Steve Sims is much better than Cam Sims. 100% agree. Kyle Allen can run. I'm happy about that. Yeah, he does. He bought some time in the pocket quite a bit. I just hope that this time he keeps his eyes downfield as he moves down, as he makes the moves. Because that play he got hurt, he made a beautiful play. Michael Brockers comes screaming upfield. He pump fakes it, gets him in the air, sidesteps him, and it's like, Jeremy Sprinkle's open now. Hit him. Well, he puts his head down, tucks the ball, and he ends up getting knocked out of the game with that horrible hit from Jalen Ramsey. It's like, keep your eyes downfield. You made the great play. You avoided the sack. You bought yourself time. Now hit Jeremy Sprinkle. Hopefully he improves on that this week. I'm sure they're going over that in the film room, and I think that he will do that. We lit. What's up, Big Simple? Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've ever seen you before, so welcome. I'm glad that you're here. And he says HTTWFT. I mean WTF. I mean WFT. Just kidding. Welcome to the channel, Big Simple. Mike Pryor. Oh. I guess you're talking about what I had. My assessment of him was. Yeah, it's not as great. We need to throw deep. McLaurin makes amazing catches and runs amazing routes. He is one of the rare receivers that can make himself open without a good play call. There was the first drive, 3rd and 7, I believe. McLaurin ran a comeback route or a hook route, whatever you want to call it. It was about 8-9 yards. It was 3rd and 6. That's what it was. It was 8-9 yards, and he just stopped. And Kyle Allen threw him the ball, but McLaurin didn't come back to get it, and then he allowed the defender to get it. I agree. I love Terry. I think he's a fantastic receiver, but I don't necessarily think that he had his best game either to get open for our new quarterbacks. So maybe it's because he loves Dwayne Haskins. He went to Ohio State with him. He drafted the same year. They had a good relationship. Maybe he was out of it a little bit mentally. Hopefully that does not ruin our great Terry McLaurin by benching Dwayne Haskins. God forbid something like that happens, because that would be horrible if we lose out on the quarterback we drafted first round and our best weapon mentally. So hopefully he gets back into it. But I don't think he had his best game on Sunday to get open. I think there was a lot of plays where he was actually covered, unfortunately. So hopefully that changes this week.
But, I mean, at least he's mobile. Yeah, he is more mobile than Haskins. That's a fact. Yeah, we need to take more shots downfield, especially when going against crappy secondary like James Bradbury. James Bradbury is the second highest PFF-rated corner in the league right now. He's rated over 85 according to PFF. So I don't know about crappy secondary like James Bradbury, but the other corner was not good at all. But anyway, I hope that we get some big plays as well. I agree. We have no big plays this year. Get the run game going. Get the play action going. Find Terry deep. Find Steve Sims deep. And we can have a good day. Speaking of going deep, there was a play also. I believe it was on the first drive. We did a play action. And again, it was on the second drive. First play. That's what it was. Because it was a 0-yard run by Kyle Allen. And again, he got out there on a play action. He had time. Logan Thomas got behind the defense. And for some reason, he didn't see it and he didn't throw it. I don't know why. Maybe he didn't trust Logan Thomas, or maybe he just didn't look downfield. He maybe was thinking run the ball. I hope that something that he needs to improve on a lot is keeping his eyes downfield, looking for the receivers, and also getting to his receivers on time and in stride. So that's something that I think he needs to work on, which he can do. All right, let's see. K Aditoro K. I'm just going to call you K from now on. K, okay? K. When Alex Smith reunites with Matt Nagy on the Bears next season, it's going to be hilarious watching him thrive there, and Washington ruins another QB next year. You know, good for Alex Smith, dude. We're trying to let's get a young quarterback in here that can actually play. You know, Alex Smith is 36. You know, he's had that horrific injury. You know, if he goes somewhere else and succeeds, good for him. I'm happy for him. I love Alex Smith. I think he's a great dude, great leader, great teammate, and a decent freaking quarterback. He's not bad. He's not great. But, you know, if he goes out and succeeds, I can live with that. You know, I want to go get Trey Lance in the draft first round, you know, and I hope that turns into something. All right. That's how I feel. Big Simple. I share it out, brother. Thanks, man. Share with your friends. I hope more people watch. This is my first NFL season. We started in the spring, and since the season started, we've nearly doubled in subscribers. So hopefully we earned a subscriber from you. And if you can bring anybody else that likes and enjoy it as well, awesome, man. We do it. We go live after every primetime game. So Thursday night, we won't go live tomorrow night because there's no game. But Sunday night, Monday night, and I go live after the Redskins games on Sunday. So join us, man. Mike Pryor, huh? And Kendall Fuller will easily pick off Daniel Jones. He's been killing it with the interceptions. I hope you're right. I think Kendall Fuller had a pretty decent game on Sunday. Alex is great. He has had a lot to do with the Chiefs' Super Bowl win. They gave him a ring. Oh, did they really? I didn't know they gave him a ring. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad they did. That's classy. I like it. I like that. Because Pat Mahomes is a really good dude, too. And I think they had a great relationship. He really did help Pat Mahomes, and Andy Reid's a great dude. So that's a great aura around all of them. Chris and Mitchell Wassmus both say Trey Lance, but Mitchell Wassmus says Trey Lancey. Yeah, I hope we get him. I think he's Russell Wilson 2.0. The guy had 28 touchdowns last year for North Dakota State, 0 interceptions, and I think over 1,000 yards rushing and like another 10 or 12 touchdowns on the ground. He runs a 4.6 40. Russell Wilson ran a 4.57. Like, who knows what he'll run actually at the combine by the time he's ready to come to the NFL. Maybe he could even get a little bit quicker. And I think this dude can be the real deal. 0 interceptions tells me that that's a smart quarterback. That's getting the ball where it needs to go and not putting it in dangerous situations a lot of times. I like it. And I think they were undefeated as a team, so he's not super conservative where they're, sucking it up. Mike Pryor, all I want this season is to beat the Cowboys in Jerry World on Thanksgiving. That'd be nice. That will be nice. I probably won't go live on Thanksgiving because I usually go to my aunt's house, and my dad's one of 10, John. He's one of 10 kids, so we have big get-togethers on Thanksgiving. It's like a 3-4 day event, so probably won't go live after that game because I can't do mobile live until I get 1,000 subscribers. So let's get 1,000 subscribers so I can do mobile live, and I will go live after the game even if I'm not at my desk. So right now I got to be at my desk if I'm going to go live. How would Alex even get to Chicago?
I don't know Von Dean Gaming. He's on his own planet, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out either. But welcome to the channel, Von D Gaming. Haven't seen you before, so welcome. Thanks for commenting, and hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Mobile QBs with a running back like Gibson gives us a dynamic offense that we haven't seen in a while, and all the teams with those duos have great teams, albeit the defense, however. I agree. I mean, a mobile QB is where the league's going, and I love how Russell Wilson is a mobile QB because, he can run. He can kill you on the ground. But he's not like Lamar Jackson, who's basically a running back, right? And I don't mean that because Lamar Jackson can throw the ball in the pocket, but he runs the ball with almost no fear, and he'll make people miss and do special things, which is awesome. But that's how people like RG3, Mike Vick, that's how Cam Newton, that's how these guys have gotten hurt, have been trying to be a running back, where Russell Wilson, he's a quarterback that can move. Pat Mahomes is a quarterback that can move. These guys get down on the ground when, crap's hitting the fan or whatever. They don't try to take a bunch of hits while doing their run plays. I say that and I think about that Pat Mahomes against Tennessee where he ran a 47-yard touchdown. But, he kind of did what the Alex Smith has done to us. I remember that, where he's running and you think he's going to go out of bounds, but then he fakes it and then he goes up the field because you don't want to touch him and get a 15-yard penalty. So it's an interesting thing. So that's why I'm hoping Trey Lance is. That, he's a smart quarterback that can clearly, I think he's a smart quarterback. 0 interceptions. I mean, that's got to show your intelligence level. Dwayne Haskins, he had 50 touchdowns, but he had 12 interceptions. That's averaging an interception per game. I mean, that's putting the ball in dangerous situations way too often. And I'm hoping that Trey Lance is somebody that we can get, and awesome. Chris Sports Talk, Tim's the GOAT. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Yep. Awesome. Chris Sports Talk. Gibson will be an all-pro back. Him and Trey Lance running the read option with Terry. Imagine that. We will get Kelvin Harmon back. Exactly. And I'm sure he will get a real tight end and another solid receiver. We need a tight end bad. Our tight ends are abysmal. Jeremy Sprinkle had that bad drop, and I found out on that play he hasn't caught a pass all season. How are you not going to catch a pass all season, and when you finally get a good ball, you drop it? Come on, man. Mike Pryor, yeah, Haskins was abysmal in college. He only looked good because they had Paris Campbell, Terry McLaurin, who burned mediocre Big Ten secondaries. Yeah, I just think back to that Michigan game, the University of Michigan, where they beat University of Michigan on a final drive of 96 yards. I mean, that's awesome. The quarterback led you down on a 96-yard drive in the last minute to beat to the other team. But then you go back and watch what actually happened. He threw 3 screen passes. 3 screen passes that turned into 96-yard touchdown. I mean, you throw 3 screen passes. I mean, come on. I can throw 3 screen passes. It wasn't as impressive as it made it seem on the stat sheet, But I didn't like Haskins because when I went and watched Haskins, his highlights are always throwing to receivers that were open by 10 yards. Just wide open people running free. It's yeah, you have a big arm, but you're throwing it to people that are open by 10 yards, 5 yards. I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't a big Haskins fan, and another reason is that Chris Cooley did the film breakdown, and when Chris Cooley talks, I listen. That's what I feel like. Big, simple, right. Thanks. All right. What else can we talk about today? Oh, yeah. Hey, Chris, you're the one who talks about Landon Collins being at linebacker. I watched the first 3 drives, and I wrote down he lines up at linebacker quite a bit already in this defense. Hold on, where is it? Here it is. Let's try 3. Wait, where is it? Yeah. First play of the game, we run a 4-4 where he's in the box. Play number 4, he's at linebacker. I guess I quit writing it down eventually. I started to actually write like about the plays. But there was multiple other plays where I saw him actually inside the box. So I told you that's where he should be in most. He's more effective there. I mean, he was sold as a box safety, but I didn't really see many problems other than that one big play that I already talked about ad nauseum that he got beat on with the, he was kind of screwed in the position. But besides that, I think he played fine even when he was out there at the safety spot. We should sign Brian Lewerke and waive Alex Smith, also trade Haskins for draft picks. Is Brian Lewerke a quarterback? I would rather see what this Steven Montez does rather than sign somebody if we go with a 4th quarterback. I would like to see what this guy can do. He's a big boy, big arm, interesting guy. So I don't know who this Brian Lewerke is at all. I'm going to look him up right now. Brian Lewerke. He's currently a free agent. He's 23, 6'3", 216 pounds. Went to Michigan State. Ay. Holy crap. In Michigan State, he threw for 2,700 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that one, my man. Landon Collins, we should play like Sua Cravens. He fits there so well. Yeah, we've talked about that too. Like the both their names just went out of my head. There was one that played for Arizona, and then there was one played for the Seahawks. I can't believe I can't remember either of these guys' names. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. Who played like that linebacker safety role for, one was the Seahawks and one was the Cardinals? I know these guys' names. I'm going to have to look this up. I can see their names. I know these guys. Oh my god. No, not Shaquille. No, they're with Legion of Boom. Cam Chancellor. There you go. Yep, Cam Chancellor. Thank you. There's that one. And then the Arizona one. Crap. Who's the Arizona one? No, not Peterson. Deion Buchanan. That's who it was. Deion Buchanan. Both of them played that linebacker safety style role that, I would agree that Landon Collins would be good at that as well. Coming up on 2 hours. You guys have any other questions or anything? Or any other comments before we get out of here? Call it a night. I will not be on tomorrow night because there will be no game. So I guess the next time I will see you is after the Redskins game on Sunday. Yep, so yeah, the next stream will be after the Redskins game on Sunday. And then I will also go live Sunday night after the Sunday night game. Let's check out who that is on Sunday night. And then also the Monday night game. I'm not gonna lie, taking a few days off will not be a bad thing for me. Working full time and getting ready for these streams is a lot, but I'm happy to do it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, but just finding time to sleep, especially after these games on Sunday night, Monday night, now Tuesday night. I'm up till midnight, 1 a.m. and I have to be up at 4 a.m. for work. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's fun. And because I do enjoy it. I hope one day, this is what I can do. You guys are the start. Thank you, Chris. We love you, Tim. I love you too, Chris. You one of the OGs. If we turn into something, 4 or 5 years from now, I'll always remember Chris Sports Talk. And also, hail to the Redskins for life. Sports talk all day, or sports fan all day. What you used to be called. You were one of the very, very first. Appreciate it. Mike Pryor, Mitchell Wassman. I said Wassman when I first met you. And then Spoiled 8-Fib Gaming. He was one of the first early streams. So, it's cool. Won't forget, man. Won't forget. For sure. So, but all right, guys. It will be Rams 49ers. That should be an interesting game. And then we have 2 Monday night games. We'll figure out what I'm going to do on Monday night. One's at 5, one's at 8:15. Maybe I'll go live twice. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something crazy like that. We got the Chiefs-Bills at 5 and Cardinals-Cowboys at 8:15. So that could be fun. Oh, what's up, AFib Gaming? You're back. Was watching a barbecue cookout. Why were you watching a barbecue cookout? Hey, wait, is that a movie? Or a show? Now you got me curious. I don't watch these things. No, it doesn't look like a show. YouTube is your TV. Yep, I use YouTube TV. That's how I watch the games. I like it. Pause and stuff like that. Easy to use. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate all the comments. It's always fun. Thank you, guys. And I will be on Sunday the next time I'll see you guys. Unfortunately, there's no Thursday night game. I don't know why that was the case. Maybe somebody was supposed to play Thursday that was in the COVID game. I don't know. Who knows? The NFL app allows you to watch for free any prime time, by the way. Well, I pay for YouTube TV because we use it to watch other things as well. And also, my grandfather uses it, and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law all use it. We go in together, so we all watch live TV with it. But, yep, awesome for y'all who don't have it. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, that's a good point. For all of you that are there, apparently the NFL app allows you to watch free primetime, by the way. So, good to know. But, until next time, see ya!